Sabana bus. How you guys doing today? Let's hear it for Tom. All right. You not only put together a tremendous event with a lot of logistics, but you press this waitress call button here, and he'll come running and see to your every need. So he'll be right over. So appreciate it. So you guys are my kind of people, drunks. You know, I love it. I spend a lot of time in bars, and you see some interesting things in bars. You know. I was there the other day and I saw a guy hunched over the bar and he's crying in his beer, looks a little down, and I said, I'll go cheer him up. You know? Like, what's the matter, buddy? He said, it's my 12-year-old son. We caught him looking up women's skirts. I said, oh man, that's normal, isn't it, for a 12-year-old looking up women's skirts? And he goes, not on Amazon, it isn't. I saw another guy in a bar, and he was dressed in his uniform, a soldier. He was back from being deployed overseas, and you know, those guys, they're chick magnets, they're women all over the guy, you know. They're all lean in, I'm good at listening in, you know. And I heard an attractive woman, she says to him, so when's the last time you were with a woman? And he goes, 2015. 2015. Next thing I know, I see her leading him out of the bar, you know, by the hand. She takes him out of the bar. We come back about a half hour later, big smiles on their faces. The woman says, wow, since 2015, you really haven't forgotten anything. He looks at his watch and says, I think not, it's only 2,200. Okay. So I'm married to a nurse, a beautiful woman. I'm delighted. They do a great work. The nurses on the bus. All right. Good to hear. You know, we got a great marriage, and you know, every now and then I hear the same refrain that probably every husband hears. You never listen to me. You don't know what I do at work, and you don't sympathize. You know. Like, okay, I'm sorry. You're right. Guilty. What'd you say? Yeah, guilty. All right, I don't listen. All right. So just the other day in the nurse's locker room, Priscilla was crying, and she told me her grandma died. I said, wait a minute. There's a nurse's locker room? She got my attention now. I ask her about work every day. So, you know, anyway, I imagine some of you guys flew down here, right? Airplanes are just bars with wings these days, I noticed. You know, everybody's all liquored up before they get on there, and a little rowdy. I fly Southwestern, you got to find your own seat, and I was late checking in, and I had to find a seat, so I found a single seat next to a guy. So I took it and said, I'm going to make the most of this, and I cracked one open right away, and I put my feet up, took my shoes off, you know. Next thing I know, the guy's cursing at me and yelling, he's waving his arms. A couple of cops come, they drag me off the plane. Fucking pilots. So I sat between a couple guys on a plane the other day, an Irishman and a Mormon, and the flight attendant comes over and says, can I take your drink order, sir? So the Irishman says, yeah, I'll have a double whiskey. She goes, you too? The Mormon certainly not. He goes, I'd rather be the only man in a brothel full of loose women than have a whiskey pass my lips. Irishman hands back his whiskey, says, me too. I didn't know those were the options. But you know, alcohol and transportation of any form don't go together at all. I found out the hard way. And I got pulled over coming from a bar at 2 a.m. You know, cop says to me, and where exactly are you headed, sir? I told him, well, I'm going to listen to a stern lecture about the evils of drinking on your body and your relationships. Who's giving a lecture like that at 2 in the morning? My wife. It's probably better to be stoned than drunk. Anybody get stoned here? I got a friend. He gets high a lot. You know, I call him hypothetically Tom. And so this guy Tom, he comes back from the doctor, and doctor says to him, "Hey Tom," he goes, "You know you tested positive for opiates." And Tom's quick thinking. He says, "No. I had a poppy seed bagel the other day. That's what it was, right before the blood test." Oh. The doctor says, "You also tested positive for LSD, cannabis, and cocaine." And Tom says, No. It was an everything bagel." But you know, drunks. I mean, drunks behind the wheel. They're dangerous. You know, they're likely to run a red light. You know, a stoner, he's just going to sit at a stop sign and wait till it turns green. Yeah, it's much safer. You got 5 drunks together, they're going to start a fight. You get 5 stoners together, they're going to start a band. Does anybody play golf here? I'm sure we have that in common too, not just drink. All right. I'm a shitty golfer. I'm terrible. I mean, anybody else a good golfer? Terrible golfer like me? Yeah. A lot of you guys are. Well, you know, I don't have a golf handicap. I have a golf disability. It's terrible how bad it is. I had to have my ball retriever regripped. That's the club I use the most. So I play, you know, I don't want to stick out. I play the worst golf courses I could play. I play ghetto golf. You know, I play up at you know, Orange Blossom and Silver Lake across 27. Anybody from there? The original villages? No. But anyway, they got no class up there. That's the original villages north of 27. They're kind of, you know, a little trashy up there. They don't got no class up there at all. Yeah, I know. I went up there the other day. I went to take a leak in a guy's yard, and I came back, and my golf cart was up on blocks. That's how little class they have up there. Yeah, that's a dumb. The 100-yard pole, it's got a police call box on it. That's a mess that is. Jerry Springer's the club president of Orange Blossom. But we all have different priorities in the villages here. You know, our lifestyles are a little different from a lot of people outside the villages, and it affects our golf game too. It definitely bleeds over. I saw two guys playing the other day, and guys see there's two women playing in front of them, a little bit slow. So one guy says, "Hey, I'm going to go up there and see if I can play through." So he comes in. Next thing you know, he makes a hairpin turn. He comes screeching back. He pulls his hat way over his head. And the guy said, "What's going on? What's wrong?" And his friend said, "Oh my God." He goes, "That was my wife and my mistress." I said, "Oh, well, I better go up there and ask." So another guy goes up there, comes back right in the same minute. What a fucking coincidence. So I'm recently retired, or as my wife likes to call it, twice as much husband for half the pay. And, you know, I'm looking for stuff to do here. I'm looking for hobbies. It's important that you keep busy, you know. I got a new hobby. I go dumpster diving in the villages. Woo! Dumpster diving, you know. What do you say? Did I find anything good? Depends. So the first thing I did when I came here, I joined south of 60, which, like the rest of you, means I'm north of 60. And I'm starting to age gracefully here. But it's funny, you know, now that I'm 60, I see a lot of 70-year-olds and 80-year-olds. I recognize some of them. You know, I'm from a pretty tough Italian neighborhood in New York, and we called it the Spaghetto. And, you know, I look around and I see some of these guys. Is it Marion? Is that you? A lot of these guys were the older guys in the neighborhood, you know, the bullies who were 10 years older than me, and they'd pick on us, you know, they'd stuff us in their lockers and all of that. And now they ain't looking so good. You know, they're in their wheelchairs, and here we're still, you know, fairly fit. So I say it's time for some south of 60 payback, right? Yeah, exactly. Sorry, Tony, am I stepping on your air hose? I didn't mean that. I grease the tennis balls at the bottom of their walker, you know, show But yeah, this plan will work for a while anyway. Until my little brother and his friends get retired, and I'm 70. And I didn't think that one through all the way. But anyway, it's important that you age gracefully. I think it's pretty important. Now I'm getting a little older. I go to some medical specialists I never had to worry about before. You know, different things I'm concerned about. You know, I went to my first urologist appointment. First time ever. I never thought I'd have to go on, but nothing major wrong with me. There's an old guy there, though, really old, like 90 years old, and the urologist says to him, "Hey, I'm going to need a sperm sample." He hands him a jar. So, old guy goes home, comes back the next day, jar's empty. Doctor says, "Hey, what's going on?" So the old guy says, "Well, doc, it's like this. First I tried my right hand, then I tried my left hand, then I had my wife give it a tug, and then put her mouth around it, and then we got the old widow next door, and we got the old widow to give us a hand and let her help." And the doctor's like, no, this is, I don't want to hear this. No, don't give me all the detail. I'm trying to tell you, doc, tried everything we could think of. We could not get that jar open. So the deal was, Tom said, "Get up and tell a few jokes here." And I said, yeah, I got a good 5 minutes of material. And he goes, "Good, make it last 30. That's about as close as I can come, Tom, I'm afraid. But thank you very much, everyone.